was born with a rare body style. You know, the doctors, when I was born, some of the doctors said I had the rib cage of a large cat. And some of the doctors said I had the heart of a lesbian. That, you know, I had that ticker that wants to, you know, just be naughty. And I was born
naughty. My name's Jeb York. Not Jeb, Jed. On the San Francisco 49ers. I like prostitutes. I like hanging out in Ohio. My name's Jed. My dad is John. I like to eat donuts and cake and ice cream, and I like prostitutes. This ain't a Niners show. What am I doing there? This is a Warriors show. But in case you missed it, Niners owner Jebediah York. That's not his name. It's Jed. What is Jed short for Jedrick? Jed's a weird name. 3 letters. Well, he got caught with prostitutes at a trailer park in Ohio. That sentence I just said is true. Good old Jed. I will forever live in vindictiveness toward Eddie DeBartolo's sister, Denise, Jebediah's mother. His name's not Jebediah, it's Jed. She was supposed to hold the team for a year back in, I believe, 1999, 2000. And was supposed to give it back to Eddie, her brother. If you're old enough to remember Eddie DeBartolo Jr.'s reign as owner of the San Francisco 49ers, you're familiar with what a great sports owner looks like. But man was a riverboat gambler. Again, true story. The NFL suspended him for a year. Didn't force him to sell the team because he was able to give it to his sister. The arrangement was, after a year, team goes back to Eddie. Not so fast! Denise and husband, Jebediah Sr., his real name is John, Dr. York, kept the team. Didn't give it back to the brother. The rest is history. And your 49ers are owned by Denise DeBartolo York, John York, and they have their son, Jebediah. Actually, it's Jed. Jed. What kind of name is that? What's worse, calling your son Jed or calling your son Nick when your last name is Kerr? I should have had my rim shot ready for that one. That was my bad. Mega bad. Welcome to Bay Area Sports. We're powered by FanDuel. We're powered by Sunrun. The show is called The Golden Days. Happy Monday. It's Power Hour. Let's get into it. Where's my goddamn open? Where's my show open? We're going to talk Warriors too. More specifically, we're going to talk about bridges burned thanks to the head coach of the Warriors, Steve Kerr. Again, let's talk about it. Welcome to Power Hour.
You got the power! Yeah!
When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that.
Yeah, we call Mondays Power Hour for a couple reasons. One, we want to get you going. We want the week to start for you with some energy, with some juice. Where does that juice come from? Our sponsors. They power you. We're powered by FanDuel. And the line there. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry it's Monday. Mondays suck absolute balls. What are you going to do? FanDuel has interesting lines. Let me I'll even display it for the YouTube audience, not the podcast audience. Forgive me. But FanDuel is an interesting line pertaining to your Golden State Warriors. They have a line set up for every team in the NBA in terms of what they think the seed will be for them when the season ends. Case in point, the Brooklyn Nets. You can bet on the over-under for the Brooklyn Nets to finish as the 14 seed. And if you think they're going to be the 15 seed, minus 170. If you think Brooklyn's going to be a 14 seed or better, plus 135. Those odds mean the bookies think the Brooklyn Nets are going to be literally the worst team in the NBA. Your Golden State Warriors, the over-under for seeding, not win total, for seeding is 8.5, which means the bookies believe that the Golden State Warriors are going to be a play-in team. Some would say that's optimistic. Some would say that's disrespectful. However you feel about it, put your money where your feelings are. With FanDuel, they're setting the line at 8.5. And if you think the Warriors can do better than that, meaning if you think the Warriors can be an 8 seed or better, minus 105. If you think the Warriors are going to be a 9 seed or worse, minus 125. Courtesy of FanDuel. One other line I want to look at, the San Antonio Spurs. The OU for seed for them, 1.5. So you're going to be betting on whether the Spurs are going to be the number 1 team in the Western Conference next year or 2 or worst. Over the 1.5 number for the seeding, minus 175. This means the bookies are making it difficult for you to bet on the Spurs getting the best record in the Western Conference. If you think they're going to be below the 1 seed, meaning 2 seed or worst, decent odds, plus 140. If you're confident OKC is going to finish next season with a better record, bet on that under. But the bookies think the Warriors are going to be at that 8.5 seed mark. And boy, we're going to find out how close or far they are to that, courtesy of FanDuel. Today's episode also brought to you by Sunrun. Had a great conversation just the other day with one of my boys who was sharing a story with me about a conversation they had with a PG&E worker. PG&E is the electric utility here in Northern California. And the PG&E employee, who will remain nameless, but this story is very true, literally told my boy they're a Sunrun customer. What are you waiting for? You're not spending a penny to become a Sunrun-powered Golden Dazer. You're not purchasing anything. You're partnering with us, and what this partnership entails is a mutually beneficial relationship. You get $500 in your pocket right off the bat, Venmo, Visa gift card, the methodology of that payment, your call. It's got to be digital. That's the only catch, if that's a catch. You could even get $1,000 if you recommend someone, and then you and that someone will each get $500. So you got $1,000 between you to dispense. And again, no money up front. You got $500 in your pocket. Your monthly bill, which you will have one way or another. Either you're paying per month for your electric utility company to give you power, or you can pay Sunrun a much lower monthly cost to own a solar panel on your roof. And maybe the best part of all this, your rate is flat. If you're a homeowner watching this show, or if you're someone who's maybe renting your home or someone in a position where you have to pay those electric bills, call your utility company up or go to the website, however you research your bills and your costs, and take a look at an annual comparison. Go back to, let's say, 2018, 2020, whenever it is. Look up how much money you spent on electricity for that whole year. Then look at how much you spent the next year. Then look at how much you spent the next year. You're going to notice 2 things with this exercise. One is you spend way too much money per month on electricity. And 2, your bills are going up. That trend will never stop. You have the power to stop that with Sunrun. The QR code's right there. The QR code's right below me in the description. If you're listening to the podcast or on YouTube but just don't feel like clicking QR codes, we also got the link in the description. Check it out. Help yourself. That's this sponsorship. It is an unbelievable deal because you're obviously helping us. We get a commission. You're helping yourself because, again, there's no money coming out of your pocket. All you're doing is partnering with a solar company that will lower your monthly costs, that will cost you nothing except negative dollars because you're getting money in the process and you're saving money per month. You're also appreciating the value of your home. You're also being ethical, detaching from a fossil fuel grid. What are you waiting for? Sunrun partner, sign up with us today. And Muhammad Alvi is saying, I pay $1,000 a month for electricity. Why are you not a Sunrun powered Golden Dazer yet? You also get a direct connection with your boy Cy. Click that link. Just put your info in. Let Horace Lawrence, who's likely going to join us today before the show ends, set you up and thank me later, Muhammad. Muhammad Alvi, by the way, in the chat. I respect his commitment to doo-wop Reef. Mentioning in our chat just a moment ago that doo-wop Reef, his salary for the 2025-6 season this past year was $2.2 million approximately. He's now an unrestricted free agent. The Warriors do have 1, maybe 2 roster openings. We don't know what's going to happen there. I would not hate some doo-wop Reef. Sign me up. Give him some doo-wop. Hey now, hoo-wah. I would like that. Chardal's asking, can I be the closer? Yeah, why not? In fact, if anybody wants to join the show today, that's the beauty of Mondays. It's like a community episode where everyone is welcome. The link's in the chat. Chardal, copy that link so I don't have to email you. And we will wrap the show up by going into the danger zone. We're going to open up the email bag, by the way. If you ever want to email us, those have become a very popular segment. The email address to have your thoughts read on this show, very simple, warriors24pod@gmail.com. Again, warriors24pod@gmail.com. And we're going to open up the mailbag very soon. I want to start the show with some Warriors-related subject matter. First and foremost, I have no clue if this report is true or not. It's not a huge news item, but Davon Smith, who I believe played on the Santa Cruz team last year a little bit, impressed on the Summer League team this past summer, a month or two ago, that the same Warriors Summer League team that won the championship. Davon Smith was instrumental in that title. Davon Smith has potential. And according to some Twitter account, I don't know if it's true or not. They're bringing up Davon's agent's name, but some Twitter account is claiming that Davon Smith has been offered a deal with the Warriors. Did this tweet provide specifics? Like what kind of deal? Of course not, because that's the internet for you. But what it most likely means is Davon Smith is going to get what's called an Exhibit 10 contract. Exhibit 10 deals are given to anyone who is invited to training camp. And what's likely going to happen here, if this story is true, is Davon Smith will compete in training camp for one of the team's two-way spots. I'm going to guess LJ Cryer is competing for that. I personally would love LJ to get a guaranteed deal, but that's just me. Sign me up for Davon. This kid is fast. I was impressed with his defense. He's a little dude, but even for little guys, you can go a long way in the NBA just by having solid footwork defensively to be able to stay in front of the player you're assigned to defend. And Davon was doing a masterful job at that. I was still most impressed with Davon's offensive abilities, collapsing the defense, penetrating with ease, not a bad outside shot. I'm looking forward to it. And yes, Muhammad Alavi, Steve Kerr loves hobbits. Sugar Sweets in our chat, by the way, saying it's Monday. My bills are due. Your bills are due on Mondays? Usually I thought they're due at like the end of the month. Who's making you pay bills on Monday? That's just kicking a man or woman while they're down. But if you want to lower your monthly costs, again, that QR code right there, provided you're in a situation where you have to pay for your electricity. If you're a renter and your landlord's taking care of that, the way you can still benefit with this deal is, do you have parents who own their home but don't have solar? Do you have friends who own a home but don't have solar? Put their information down by clicking that link. There is a way to do that. It's super easy. And then put your info as well. So you still get $500 in your pocket. The people you're referring, they get $500. It's a hell of a deal. It's a hell of a deal. Chardal, don't ask me mundane questions in the chat, please. Don't ask me questions on things you can figure out yourself, brother. I love you. Again, the Danger Zone starting soon, toward the end of the show. But so Davon Smith might be a Warrior. And when I say that, it could be anything from a two-way deal. Hell, he might earn a guaranteed spot. Another player who has been linked to the Warriors strictly by people just uttering his name. There is no verifiable source confirming that Max Strus is on the Warriors' radar, but a couple of people are mentioning his name. Or not Max Strus, I'm sorry. No, Max Strus is with the my bad. They look alike. Max Strus is with the Clippers. The guy I'm talking about was on the Hawks last year. Wrong name. Give me 1 second and I'll pull the name up. But there is another dude that the Warriors are interested in. Side note, not a player that excites me in any regard. Where is this? Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent is an unrestricted free agent. And Gabe Vincent, again, I think people are just uttering the name because they think he's the type of guy that Steve Kerr would play. But it wouldn't surprise me if he's at training camp competing for a guaranteed spot. Would you guys want Max Strus? Not Max Strus, Gabe Vincent? Would you guys want Gabe Vincent? Why am I confusing Gabe Vincent and Max Strus? Besides the fact that they both look like Italian playboys. I don't know if either are Italian, but you get the gist. Anyways, Gabe Vincent. What's my reaction to Gabe Vincent? Bubba's going to make an appearance on the show. Actual record of my dog Bubba, and that's his picture, snoring. Interestingly enough, puts me right to sleep. He sleeps right by my head, for the record, in case you're wondering. Little Bubsters, little Bubba Ganoush, little Bubba Foofy, little Bubba Booey, a little Bubba Gump, a little Bubbalicious, my little Bubba Fett. So Bubba is not impressed with Gabe Vincent or Max Strus for that matter, but Max Strus would actually be interesting. Gabe Vincent sucks and no interest there. I think the needle moves more for Davon Smith, but that's just me. The needle moves a hell of a lot more for LJ Cryer, but that's just me. I also don't know if you heard about this. This happened, I believe, on Friday, but I was too lazy to do a show over the weekend. And again, we're on vacation mode. It's August. We did not have happy hour on Friday. Forgive me for that. But one piece of news in the NBA that happened is Klay Thompson, former Warrior, former Splash Brother, former four-time champion with your Golden State Warriors. He got a buyout from the Dallas Mavericks, meaning for a brief moment, Klay Thompson was an unrestricted free agent. And for all the folks out there who are in denial about the fact that Steve Kerr is a bridge burner, Steve Kerr sees relationships and just sets them on fire, unless you're Stephen Curry. Then he's going to do whatever the hell Steph wants to make him happy. But for most other players, he just absolutely eviscerates any connection. And I'll go through some other names that Steve Kerr has pushed out and who want nothing to do with them ever again. But Klay Thompson might be at the top of the list, considering his value, his the sentimentality, the nostalgia that is attached to Klay as a former Splash Brother. I'll never forget Cannon Curry saying, "Hello, Klay Thompson." Was it "Hi, Klay Thompson"? Whatever that clip was. I can't remember if it was a hello or how that was set up. But if you know the clip, you know what I'm talking about. And Klay could have come back to the Warriors. It would have had to be on a veteran minimum deal, but he signs a new contract with the Miami Heat. And Miami, this is a great fit for Klay Thompson because what Miami was desperate for is shooting, a chance to spread the floor with two mansters, half man, half monsters, and Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bam Adebayo manning the paint. You got to get some space for these guys. Who better than Klay? Is Klay mostly cooked, mostly washed? Yeah. But I'd still put money down on his shooting. Like, he's still considered one of the greatest ever to shoot a basketball. And Klay Thompson signs with Miami. Friendly reminder, again, for those of you who are in denial about the fact that Klay wants nothing to do with his former head coach, Steve Kerr, another piece of evidence for you. If Klay really wanted to be a Warrior for life, he could have come back. If Klay really thought the Warriors were contenders this year, maybe he would have come back. Klay instead opts for South Beach. Out of a dead sheet, Klay. Good luck out there. And in case you folks are wondering, dude, what did Steve Kerr do that upset Klay Thompson so much? He benched him for Brandon Pajemski. In the summer after Klay's final season with the Warriors, he was told by Steve Kerr that he was likely going to be coming off the bench so that Brandon Pajemski's role can increase. I understood the part about Klay Thompson's role needing to be slightly diminished. I understand that. Klay's game was on the regress. But to replace him with Pajemski, that was rough. Brainless viewer saying I need a haircut. Yeah, I know, but who gives a shit? I don't think people are coming on this show because of how I look. I could be wrong. At least I'm wearing a collared shirt. Looks a little wrinkled, but it's a nice shirt. It's a clean shirt, expensive shirt. Yeah, I do need a haircut. Oh, and then this clown had to follow up with just absolute hateful verbiage. Such a shame. I thought you were going to actually bring some takes to the program that represent insight. Actually, no, we rarely get insight in the chat, but maybe something interesting we could have had a back and forth on. I love the fact as well that, again, the link is right in the chat. I'll post the link one more time if you missed that early on. But none of these clowns, these light years, Steve Kerr apologist clowns, have the balls to actually have dialogue because they know they can't stand up behind what they taught, what they believe in. Your beliefs are wrong. Your beliefs are dumb. Your beliefs are ignorant. Continue living in denial if you want. Now, this person did call themselves, their handle is Brainless Viewer. So apropos, but brainless. And for anyone else out there who's just a complete dipshit, you can come on the show and try to convince me in the audience why you think, oh my God, is Brainless Viewer going to come on? It says device not connected. Of course. Something tells me Brainless Viewer is coming on to quickly jump on the show and go, I see like kids trying to do that. Oh, I'm not going to bother with that. They're just here to write nasty messages in the private chat. Why do people do that? I don't even read that shit. Like, in case you're wondering what's going on, if you ever want to come on the show, you're in the green room. The green room has its own chat area. And so what trolls sometimes like to do is pretend they're coming on and then write shit in this private chat that I have to actually click on to read. Why am I going to read that? Sorry, you just wasted those words. And again, this is your Steve Kerr apologist crowd for you. They have tiny peckers, no brains, gutless, They clearly live in their parents' basement, probably in their 30s by now. The absolute definition of a loser. And again, I give you a chance to come on the show and talk. But you have all this courage and power anonymously. Well, not power, but you have all this courage to talk shit anonymously as a keyboard warrior. But the moment you have to actually, face someone and have a conversation, you just duck out like the little bitches you are. Just trolls. I have an image that I think perfectly encapsulates these trolls. And if you're a South Park fan, this image will particularly resonate with you because South Park did like a whole series of episodes pertaining or focusing just on trolls, just on the exact type of people that will sometimes try and slide in some absolute nasty negative content, gaslighting. Here it is. Here's the picture. This is the picture of guys like Brainless Viewer or whatever that handle was. Whatever you were. Whoops. No, don't do that. I got to share my screen. There we go. So this is how I picture all the Steve Kerr apologists, all the light years viewers. Just one of these folks. You're one of them. I've never lost a second of sleep because of people like this. So keep going, keep trying. You're at least your efforts are somewhat commendable. But going back to the content here, yeah, Klay Thompson wants nothing to do with Steve Kerr. He's out. Reminds me of Kevin Durant, who's on the show's thumbnail today, wanting nothing to do with the Steve Kerr experience. Imagine if Steve Kerr actually tried to foster that Kevin Durant relationship. The Warriors dynasty still is going on today. If Steve Kerr just tried to minimize his own ego a little bit to placate one of his superstar players, could you imagine that? Well, friendly reminder, in case you're in denial or living under a rock, Kevin Durant left the Warriors because of Steve Kerr. And then when the Warriors tried to trade for him last year, 2 years ago now, I'm sorry, he said no again because of Steve Kerr. And this is the same clown that trolls sometimes pop up in to try and defend. Unbelievable shit. He named his son Nick, friendly reminder, just in case you were living under a rock for that as well. That's the guy you defend. The pretty boy who's a soft-spoken, the perfect embodiment of a corporate PR lackey. That is Steve Kerr for you. Tech bros love him. Dipshits love him. But if you're a Warriors fan who is exhausted by the Steve Kerr experience, I feel you. So am I. You folks remember Kevon Looney? Grabbed 22 rebounds in a Western Conference title clinching game against the Mavericks back in 2022. Yeah, Kerr burned that bridge too. Kevon Looney wants nothing to do with Steve Kerr ever again. In case you're wondering why, because Steve Kerr in 2025 thought, Looney, I love you, but I can't play you and Draymond together anymore. I value Quentin Post more than you. I value Trace Jackson Davis, who the team traded away for nothing the next season, more than you. So Kevon Looney said, F this, I'm out. We all know what happened to Jordan Poole, pivotal player on a championship Warriors team. Gets sucker punched by his teammate. Training camp following season. Head coach decides, I'm going to handle this by taking sides. I'm going to handle this by playing favorites. And then you lose Jordan Poole, and his game just slides into nothing. KKS in our chat saying, Steve Kerr will not turn on Yaxel Lindeborg until Yaxel refuses to capitulate to his bullshit. but Kerr has a very short leash there because of the rest of the league has been side eyeing him for 2 years now. And again, I'm forever grateful that the Summer Olympics happened just so everyone else in the country and world can see what we've been talking about on this program. I'm referring to the Jason Tatum DNPs, which made no damn sense. And God damn did Team USA get lucky with Stephen Curry, a man who does deserve the hero worship, the guy who literally carries Steve Kerr's bags for him while making record-setting threes. If he wasn't playing miraculous hero ball in those Olympics, Team USA does not get a gold medal. Jason Tatum is out there. Those last 2 games are probably won much more easily. But anyways, I digress. So Klay Thompson's gone. Good luck with him in the Miami Heat. He rejoins Andrew Wiggins, another former Golden State Warrior. I don't know if Wiggins has bad things to say about Steve Kerr. Probably not. Although Kerr did give up on him too. But Kerr actually wanted him. That's a tough one. Maybe Wiggins is one of those exceptions that to the norm. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. Andrew Wiggins is literally one of, if not the toughest nuts to crack in terms of information and insights in the NBA. Anyways. Red Zone. Thank you. Love you too. So we'll find out. I want to get to the mailbag. This might end up being a very short show today, and that's fine. We're in late August. This is the absolute pits of despair when it comes to NBA content. But I did get an email which is interesting. A couple emails. I want to get to this one today, and then maybe we'll save the other one for tomorrow. By the way, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. is when NBA 101 is gonna is scheduled now. We'll do Power Hour Mondays, NBA 101 Tuesdays, Dazed and Samboni Wednesday, Happy Hour Friday. The I-80 crossover, we'll do whatever we can. Mark Haynes, my boy's been super busy, but we'll get that back on track at some point. And then when the season comes, you know what happens. Live post-game shows, a lot of late night programming. Should be fun. Sophia Jones is going to come on the show soon, I hope. Color commentator for your Portland Fire. We're right now trying to nail down a good time where she's available. Scott Agnes, beat writer for the Indiana Fever, who had his credential revoked. He's going to join the show later this week. Upcoming, I hope to have Ramona Shelburne. I'm working on Tim Hardaway. I'm working on LJ Cryer. Working on all the smoke guys. That's some of your weekend scheduling here. Real quick, before we get to the mailbag, let's hear from Desirio, who always spices up the program. Desi, what's up, man?
What's good? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. What's up?
What's good? And I just wanted to come say hi. I'm
Hi.
excited for the season, starting the season. I'm really I'm trying to have fun in the show, bro. Because it's gonna be. I feel like this season gonna be different. With Yaxo, Pods, Gee, this team. I'm always hopeful. Every
Pods.
year, but this team is looking good. Compared to last year, even though the floor for this team, I would say for sure is low, the ceiling of this team is definitely higher. I
love your optimism.
I know you look at KP, Horford, very differently than me, but still, if you get, let's say, you could get some 50 games out of KP or Horford, and then even if they miss games, you're gonna have Gee, Pods getting the minutes, and then we're also pretty deep with Charles Bassey as our center.
I like Bassey.
There is some optimism for this team, but there is also the other part where they miss hella games. We don't get the Pods leap. Gee doesn't develop, but still if you think about it in a positive light, Gee showed really good signs at the end of the season, and Pods did show good signs. I don't know if you could disagree about. What do you think? Did you not think Pods was doing really good at the end of the season?
No, because
No?
the Warriors did not win a single game against a good team when he was getting all those minutes.
Yeah, but
Like to me, it comes down to wins and losses. Podziemski was not resulting in wins,
okay, let me
right? I
ask-
mean, he was putting up some okay numbers, but he was also putting up those okay numbers in like 35, 36 minutes a night. I mean, he was getting all the opportunities. Let me ask you this, Desi. I'm glad this actually is a good time for you to come on, because there is a clip going out there right now of Brandon Podziemski. This came out a couple days ago, where he's at a workout, I believe, in Florida. And I say that because I saw Hurricane logos, the Miami Hurricanes, in the background. So I'm guessing he was working out there. I don't know if you saw that. I love the haircut. The haircut is gives me some optimism. Side note, I love all these. I'm seeing all over the place now the comps that people are bringing up of Podziemski to Jalen Brunson. Side note, I brought that up on this show like a month ago, slightly as a joke, just to portray the delusional Warriors fan and what maybe like the delusion is making me think. And I'm like, maybe like there's a tiny possibility Brandon Podziemski can turn into Jalen Brunson. Now I'm seeing that shit everywhere now. That is comedy. But Desi, what I want to ask you is if you saw these workout clips of Podziemski and what you thought about him.
I mean, I didn't really take anything big from it. Like, he's just really doing in the motions. He's going through his dribbling. Like, it's not live runs, and the people are shorter than him. Like, I wouldn't take it as like something.
Thank you.
Thank
you for saying that, because that's what was really concerning about me seeing that clip. I'm like, why is and I love the people trying to defend it. They're like, well, dude, these guys had those paddles out. In case you've never seen like a basketball training video, oftentimes the trainers and coaches will hold these paddles to give this extended wingspan to the defender. And they're like, well, the defenders had the paddles, but dude, who cares? Brandon Podziemski was working out against guys who were like 5'10". He was working out against guys shorter than me. And my whole thing is, how are you going to develop your game if you're working out against these tiny dudes? That's not how it's going to work in the NBA. Brandon Podziemski is going to be one of the smallest guys on the floor night by night. Why are you working out with these hobbits? Like, you're the Hobbit. You're like, what are you doing here? I was very disappointed seeing that. I was hoping he would be. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as disappointed as you. I feel like it isn't something like we should be like celebrating or saying, oh, look at him doing this, looking this. But I do like the idea of him like working on his bag, working on his moves. Because, live runs are good, like getting real runs. But I feel the way he could really impact the next season is with his creation. Like, if he could become an efficient 18-point per game scorer, plus the rebounding, plus the team defense, plus the turnover suppression. Like, that's an impactful player at the end of the day. So I know people saw the clips. People were saying, oh, look at him, look at this. I didn't come out of it saying, oh, he's different now. But I like that he's working on his bag. And the Jalen Brunson comp is very interesting because I do see some, even at the end of the season, we were seeing some signs of foul drawing. If you were seeing, he was getting better at foul drawing. So
yes, he was.
But I do think they are different players at the end of the day. Jalen Brunson is
Podziemski is developing a lot of the gimmicks, right? Look, good for him to get to the free throw line. I've never been personally a fan of something that I never noticed a players doing until Trae Young abused the shit out of this, and I think they actually altered the rules slightly as to stop players from doing this on a possession by possession basis. What Trae Young does is he'll pick up speed to get in front and pass the defender and then hit the brakes. Yeah. And this forces the defender to run right into him, usually behind him. But the refs are calling a foul right after that. And Podziemski, I noticed, started developing that part of his game too. Look, my issue is, and I respect what you're saying here, Desi, which is that the Warriors on paper, there are parts of it that look good, right? That gives you signs of optimism. The reason why, for me, I get a reality check in 2 seconds when my mind starts going that direction is I start thinking about who the Warriors are going to play. I start thinking about every other team's roster. And like on a night-by-night basis, look, Al Horford at 40 is not going to be overplaying and outplaying and getting better results than usually the guy he's going to be matched up with. Same with Porzingis. Like Podziemski on a night-by-night basis, like whoever the two guard is matched up with them, probably going to be bigger, more athletic. The skill sets at a bare minimum are going to match. I just don't. The reality check for me, what sobers me up with this Warriors team is thinking about who they're going to play. On the nights when they play the Pelicans, you might get some good results. On the nights when they play the Kings, you might get some good results. I don't know if you're getting good results when they play the Jazz. The Mavericks are suddenly like a lot more trickier because Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis, now you're matched up against a Merez Johnson, who looked damn good in Summer League, and Daniel Gafford, who's a big bruiser. And you got PJ Washington, who is 6'9", 6'10", and also stretches the floor just like Al Horford. And we're talking about the Mavericks. That doesn't even include Cooper Flagg, who's going to take leaps this year. And again, I'm talking about the Mavericks, who may or may not even be a playoff team. Then you start talking about the top 8 teams. I look at the matchups. That to me is how I analyze NBA basketball. What is the other team looking like? What is your one versus their one and so forth? That is what really discourages me. And I hope I'm wrong, man. And here's another reason, by the way, why I'm a little optimistic. And Desi, I'd love to get your reaction to this. Steve Kerr in 2019-20 and 2020-21, those 2 seasons when the Warriors did not make the playoffs of the year, in 2020, they had literally the worst record in the NBA. But what Steve Kerr was doing those 2 seasons is actually giving minutes to young players. Like, he was not all vested on like these Hobbit lineups, and he wasn't all vested on just, his favorites and all that. You did see like draft picks, rookies, young dudes get opportunities. And so I'm hoping that maybe that's the version of Steve Kerr we get again this year. I'll believe it when I see it. But what are your thoughts on that, Desi?
I think the way the roster is constructed with most of our older players being injury risked, I think it's gonna automatically tend for our younger guys to get minutes. And really, right now, the Hobbit lineups, the 3-guard lineup, stuff like that, I hear about it, but I feel the roster right now is more constructed with wings. Like last year, we came in with more guards, and right now we have Guy, Yaxo, Draymond, Horford. There's way more forwards than last year. So I feel the Hobbit lineups are going to be inherently more hard to put out. So, and I also feel Yaxo is the big factor in this. Yaxo,
huge. Yes.
If we could have if we could have a rookie of the year campaign from him, this could be completely different. 15 points on good efficiency while playing defense. That's all we need. And then plus Guy and stuff, there is hope with this roster. And then Jimmy comes back, we'll have to see. But it is really dependent on the health of Steph, of course. That's the
huge.
main thing.
Yeah, huge.
And then really the development of Pods, Guy continuing to do what he's doing, and then Yaxo just being amazing. That's the hope we should have. But I'm not as negative as other people.
Well, Des, real quick, you said something there that was a little weird. You call Al Horford a wing?
No, I call him a forward. He's
okay,
really
but you just said you said what you like about the Warriors are their wings, and then you mentioned Yaxel. I love it. We haven't even heard from Peter Griffin yet. Real quick, Peter, dance away because we should. You mentioned Yaxel. You mentioned Guy. That's music to my ears. Who else are the wings? Who else did you say?
Okay, we have Yaxo and Guy, and then
yes,
when Moody and Jimmy come back, those are other 2 wings.
Okay, but again, okay, so let's okay. We don't know when they're coming back. That could easily be halfway through the season. Let's focus on November. Let's focus on October, November, what we're getting then. Who else are the wings at that point?
Okay, yeah, the main wings are going to be Yaxo and Guy, but that is 25 minutes for both. That's the whole game damn near. So
you think okay, hold on. You're getting me excited here because I would first of all, it should be 30 minutes for each one of them. But do you think Steve Kerr, let's stick to that 25 number. Do you think Steve Kerr is going to give both Guy Santos and Yaxel Foley 25 minutes a night?
Okay, so first with Guy, he has to, based off what we saw last year. He got the contract extension too, so Guy has to play. And then Yaxo, he's our rookie, and Yaxo does things that I feel Kerr likes. We don't need to go back to the Kuminga stuff, but Yaxo, he's a great passer. I've seen the tape. He has good eyes. He's an okay scorer. He can't be our main. Yaxo, I don't know. 5-ball Yaxo, the 5, that's different. But
okay, though, Desi, I love all of this. And here's what I'll ask you. Will you react Because you sound like me 2-3 years ago when I was getting excited for an upcoming season and I'm looking at Kuminga. I'm going, okay, Kuminga gets 30 minutes a night. Moody gets 25, 30 minutes a night. And then we didn't see any of that. So if let's say we're at December and the Warriors at this point are like 6-14 and GP2 is routinely getting more minutes than Yaxel and Pajemski is routinely getting more minutes than Guy Santos, are you just going to accept that again? Or are you actually going to come back on the show and go, damn, now I'm starting to see why Steve Kerr annoys the shit out of you? Like what's going to be your reaction if 2 months into the season, Yaxel and Guy Santos are not getting opportunities and we end up seeing a shitload of 4-guard lineups where it's like DeAnthony Melton gets a ton of minutes. Don't forget he's going to. Where, again, Pajemski, your guy, gets a ton of minutes. GP2 gets a ton of minutes. And then you're likely going to see a rotation of bigs where Draymond, Al, Porzingis, you're just going to see like a rotation. I don't even think Bassey's going to play much unless like injuries and DNPs factor into it. Are you going to react the way someone should react if that happens?
No, of course. I will
okay.
have criticism.
You say of course.
But I feel like it's really like impossible for Gien and Yax to not get minutes. Like, especially with Moody and Jimmy out, like, who are the wings you're gonna play? I mean,
but again,
like,
we saw 4-guard lineups last year routinely. Top 10% of all the 4-guard lineups that the Warriors implemented. And it's not hard to calculate that. You can look up on NBA.com/stats, right? That's where all the numbers are. And it's some really fascinating shit there. But the Kerr loves that 4-guard lineup. And do you really think there's going to be room for guys like Yaxel and Guy? Because I hope you're right, dude. I just don't have the faith you do.
I think there is. I mean,
all right.
I feel
right.
last year was different because the JK stuff. Like, JK was supposed to be the main wing to get minutes. So I feel if you put Yax in that position, like, he will get those minutes. And okay, I mean, I guess there is a question about like how, like, can you play both of them? Because Yax is a little slow-footed. So like, how would that be defensively? But
why do you think? Hold on. Why do you think Yaxel is slow-footed? Where do you get that from?
Like, I don't think he, like, if you put him on like a 3, like a faster 3, he's shown like he could get blown by. Like, he doesn't have like the foot speed. Like,
when did you see that?
Move laterally. Like, if you check his tape in his college
at Michigan,
yeah. If he like, especially the game against Liberion Falion, he was like, he's not really good like moving laterally, but against bigger wings like a Cam Boozer, like those type of things, he's a perfect defender. But I feel like smaller, like shiftier 3s could get him really in action. Like Minnesota, like they're gonna be playing hella 3-guard lineups. They're gonna have Ant, LaMelo, Ayo. Like in that type of matchup, you can't put Yaxo at the 3. So that it's really matchup dependent where you would see Yaxo at the 3 or 4. But I feel the best position that you could optimize him defensively and offensively is probably the 4. So it comes to the question is, will Draymond take a back seat? Because
first of all, Desi, Philon was a point guard in college, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a fair comp. Like, look.
But my point is, in general,
yeah,
is like faster small forwards. Because I was using Philon as an example as a shifty point guard, but faster small forwards, like especially like Ayo Dosunmu, he's not a natural small forward. But there will be lineups where they play him at the 3, and that's not going to be,
Well, again, Desi, so many lineups typically you base it on matchups. Yeah. So if another team, for example, is applying Dosunmu as your small ball 3, then yeah, you make Yaxel your small ball 4 at that point, right? Yeah. But what if you're playing Minnesota and Minnesota has Jaden McDaniels as your 3, right? That seems to be more of like a prototypical 3. I think Yaxel can handle a guy like a Jaden McDaniels, don't you?
Yeah, I think he can handle, because McDaniels doesn't really have any like good like creation. Like he's not really like a scorer type. He's not gonna, even though Jaden McDaniels is shiftier. Like I feel Yaxel could do good on him. But
give me an example of a 3 that you think Yaxel would struggle with.
I feel like a 3. Okay, I would have to think. I mean, not I guess not normal 3s, because
that's what I'm saying. Like to me, this is just my opinion. If you're the Warriors and you're playing another team that's implementing a traditional lineup where the 3 is like a Jason Tatum, where the 3 is like a Jaden McDaniels, where the 3 is even like an Austin Reeves, right? I would be comfortable with Yaxel defending that.
Maybe
I think Yaxel can hold his own. I'm not putting Yaxel on a Philon on a point guard. Of course, a guy who's 6'9", Well, not of course, but chances are he's going to struggle a little bit with foot speed at that level. But I'm comfortable with to me, Yaxel is far more a 3 than a 4, unless you're playing another team that's going small ball. Am I making sense here?
Yeah, but I feel like nowadays, like there's going to be more lineups with non-traditional small forwards. Like I feel maybe a Jaylen Brown, a VJ Edgecombe could have some problems for him.
Well, yeah, but those are all guards. Again, you're talking about guards, man.
Jaylen Brown will play the 3 at Philadelphia because LeBron will be the 4 and VJ will be the 2. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of lineups where there's not going to be a traditional 3 when you think about it. So that's what I feel like it is matchup dependent.
Yeah.
The traditional 3, yeah, he could definitely do good on it for sure. I agree with you that. But I feel like, especially like even like OKC, like who are they gonna have at the 3?
Jalen Williams, and I wouldn't mind, and I honestly wouldn't mind Yaxel guarding him. I think Jalen Williams is your comp. That's a 3.
Jalen Williams is shifty. I wouldn't want to put Yaxel on.
But I don't think you're treating Yaxel like he's handicapped out there. Like I don't think he's a bad defender. I don't agree with this like slow foot
LeBron
speed.
Size. He's big. He's
bigger, yeah.
240. Like he's the same size as Trace Jackson Davis. No, Trace.
No, you're right. Trace Jackson Davis was 6'9", but I'm guessing Trace Jackson Davis had a larger wingspan and weighed more. But I hear you. Yeah, similar build. Ultimately.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't feel comfortable like putting him on a J-Dub. Like that's
you're right.
I don't feel putting like
you're right.
J-Dub like AJ Mitchell, like those are shiftier, I guess. And you
don't put Yaxel on guys like that. I agree. But I think most teams are not rolling with small ball lineups. And you're right. It ultimately does depend on the matchup. But most teams are going to be having your more prototypical wing, right, at the 3 position. A guy that can in a switch heavy defense if you're matched up with a bigger guy, can hold your own. If you're matched up with a smaller guy, slight liability, not a crazy liability. Like you can live with it for a possession here and there. But you look at most teams, like the Wizards, for example, AJ DeBonta is going to be their 3. I think Yaxel can hold his own against him. Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flagg is your 3. I think Yaxel can hold his own against him. Houston Rockets, Kevin Durant is your 3. I think Yaxel can hold his own against him. I don't know who the 3 is for the Memphis Grizzlies. Trey Murphy the 3rd is your 3 for the Pelicans. That's an ideal matchup for Yaxel. Your 3, who's the 3 for the Spurs? The Spurs might have a smaller dude. Is it Vassell?
Vassell probably. Or
yeah, so that's where you probably want Yaxel guarding Tobias Harris in a matchup like that, right? I'm with you. It depends on the matchup. Utah Jazz will have Jaren Jackson Jr. as their 3. That's a good matchup for Yaxel. I like that. It just depends on the matchup. You're right. It depends on the team. But more teams that I think you're giving credit to actually do implement traditional lineups and not the Hobbit shit that we often see with the Warriors. But it's matchup dependent. You're right. Philly's an anomaly because you're right. Jaylen Brown is going to be the team's 3 this season, and Yaxel seems far more better suited to defend like LeBron, who used to be a traditional 3, but with Philly's going to be a 4. Yeah, it just depends on the matchup. Who's the Knicks 3?
Is it Mikal OG? I think it's Mikal probably, right?
Mikal's their 2. It's I guess it's OG and Anunoby.
I thought Josh Hart was the 2. I mean, Josh Hart does play like the 4, but his role, like size wise, he is like the 2.
I would be comfortable with Yaxel guarding Josh Hart.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It depends. It just depends. Yeah, but
I feel like
most teams are going to go bigger than smaller.
He would be best suited not as a POA, but like as a second side rim protector, playing help. Like that's like playing off a Josh Hart, like playing. Like I wouldn't really want him as my point of attack defender, not really. And yeah, and when you look at the West, like I feel like the East is stronger than the West. I mean, the West is of course like the top heavy, like the Spurs and OKC. But when you look at the rest, like Denver, like I don't expect Denver to be good at all. I mean, they have Jokic, but look at the roster. Like they don't really have anything else. Lakers, they look good. I ain't gonna lie. Rockets, they should be good. Minnesota, they don't have a 4. Like they don't have a 4, and their backup center is like a rookie that has not had any experience. So I'm looking at Minnesota with questions. Houston Rockets, like will Fred be good? Will like
probably.
I mean, he's coming back after like a what?
Probably.
Achilles
well, let me ask you this: if you're concerned about Fred, well, why are you not concerned about Jimmy Butler or Moses Moody? Same injury. And Moody's was worse. But Jimmy Butler had the same injury. Why do people just assume Jimmy's going to come back perfectly healthy in a specific timetable? But Fred VanVleet, who the hell knows if he's going to come back? I just love the double standards you apply to all these.
It's not dictated by like athleticism. Like he has like, I wouldn't say like a Kobe type game, but like he has some post game, like he has the midi game. Like it's more footwork, skill based work. He's not really relying on athleticism. Maybe defensively he'll take a step back for sure, and on the marginal stuffs maybe, yeah, that's a genuine concern. But Fred, he's a small guard too, like, and I mean, what is his strength? Like he was he was a good Fred, like he was good at
3-point shooting, ball handling, confident. I mean, he was the starting point guard on a team that won a championship. I'm not going to sleep too much on Fred VanVleet. Defensively, he's a bit of a liability. By the way, I just noticed some troll here in the chat. Just again, man, the trolls, you're funny. It goes to show I think we're doing something right. But I just wanted to address this from Bay Area before you get blocked, saying that the Hawks said no thank you to Jonathan Kuminga. Since when is the Hawks front office the embodiment of genius? Like Omzi, who's the Hawks GM, he's Steve Kerr's buddy. Like, why are the Hawks suddenly carrying so much gravity here in terms of respect? Like the Hawks, what have they done? They won 2 postseason games last year. Awesome, because of Jonathan Kuminga, who they now are treating like he's a guy who should be earning a minimum contract. God damn, man. Like, it's just the levels here of IQ between the Kerr apologists, and I'm not talking about you, Desi, and you know, sane folks. It's pretty stark. Desi, any final thoughts? I see Horace Lawrence in our chat. The power genie is going to come on for a few minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Final thoughts. I don't know. Just I feel optimistic. Like the West is not as strong as people would believe, and I feel like the ceiling of this team is way bigger than people actually think. But the floor is lower. The floor is lower. They could be a 37-win team again. So yeah, that's it though. 37,
but that's not something to brag about, dude. No, and here's something to add to that. Real quick, Desi, if the Warriors win 37 games again this year, they're doing it in a conference where opposing teams are not tanking. Like the Warriors got that 10 seed only because everyone else was tanking. If the Grizzlies weren't tanking, if the Jazz weren't tanking, if the Mavericks weren't tanking, they probably would have fallen to like the 12th seed and not even made the play-in. 37 is embarrassingly bad. It is not anything to brag about, Desi. I hope you know that, man.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm saying the floor, because that was what we were. I don't think we're going to be worse than we were last year.
So you think this team, just by adding Yaxel and with everyone else being a year older, is somehow better?
Yeah, because what I saw from Paul Zingy at the end of the season, plus Charles Bassey possibly being the type of rim protector, rim rolling center we've never had, there's no way this team could be worse than last year. Like,
no way. So even though Jimmy Butler is going to be out for over half the year, Moses Moody's out for over half the year, Charles Bassey probably will never play unless Kristaps and Al Horford are DNP'd and or injured. Not to mention Draymond Green also plays a very similar position. We're probably. I love Charles Bassey. I'm with you on that. I think he could actually be incredibly serviceable if Steve Kerr trusted him. But I don't think Kerr likes him that much where he's going to be playing back. Look. First of all, there is still a stark difference between the East and West. And the difference comes in the sense that the East has a lot of mediocre teams. What I mean by that more specifically, the Atlanta Hawks, Orlando Magic could be good, but could also be Charlotte Hornets, Miami Heat could be good. I'll give them credit. That's fine. Is Cleveland going to be good? You're relying on 37, 38-year-old James Harden? Like at this point, Milwaukee, the Bulls have Caleb Wilson, who is chef's kiss, could be a megastar in the very near future. But who else do they have? The Brooklyn Nets, the Pacers, they might be good. We got to find out. The Wizards, there's just the list of teams in the East. Like, who knows if the Celtics are going to be good this year? I guess what I'm trying to say is I look at how the Warriors would do if they were in the East versus West. I would give the Warriors a healthy shot to make a postseason run if they're in the East. In the West, we're praying for a play-in.
No,
it's not that close. But
I think the West is like better than the East. Like, bro, Detroit. Yes. No, I think the East is better than the West. Sorry, Detroit, Boston, New York, Cavs with Peyton Watson. Raptors with Kawhi, Scottie,
All right.
the Sixers. That's about seven teams I named that could make.
I don't know, man.
Miami too. I mean, when you look at the West, it's unproven talent. Like the Utah Jazz. Like if the West is gonna be strong, the Utah Jazz have to be good. Who else? Trailblazers. They have to. I don't know what they're gonna do. The Suns. Like I have a lot of questions in the West more than the East. Like I'm confident in what the Pistons can do. They've showed me the 61 team. The Celtics. Jason Tatum. Like we're gonna have to see what he can do. But like they added Mitch Robinson, Paul George. I'm higher than most people, so we'll see. Knicks.
We'll find out.
Cavs, Peyton Watson, Raptors, Kawhi, Sixers, LeBron.
Desi, we gotta go here. But here's one exercise I would implore you to do if you want to add some analysis to your docket. Look at the betting lines on a night by night basis, and look at how much bigger they are when teams play a Western Conference opponent versus an Eastern Conference opponent. Just study those lines. Hell, put some money. Do you gamble, Desi?
Yeah, I do.
So like you see these lines and you don't think that matters? Like the fact that routinely Eastern Conference teams have far lower spreads, like far lower numbers in terms of being favorites, or
like the last years, like the West has been better, but I feel the free agency has changed this completely. Like
we'll see. I still see a lot more mediocrity in the East. You mentioned the Jazz having a bunch of nobodies. Dude, they got Jaren Jackson, who's not a nobody. Darren Peterson is going to be a savage player this year. And I'm forgetting three or four names with the Jazz. Like, who do they replace their center with? Because they let go of Walker Kessler, but they added somebody. It's hold on a second here. Utah Jazz. Let me open up the roster. Horace, I'm bringing you on, brother. I see you. Just give me 1 second. So Utah, who I think could be good this coming season. They have Lauri Markkanen. That's right. Is Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson, Darren Peterson, Ace Bailey. So they did not really replace the center. They have Nurkic, but that doesn't scare me. But I don't know, man. That's a lot of size.
But Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5, I don't like that, to be honest. I think
he's not their 5. I don't think he's going to be their 5. Is he?
They don't have a 5, to be
honest.
Well,
Nurkic will be likely the starting 5, and then Jackson Hayes will come off the bench, and then they also have Kyle Filipowski. But I don't know. I don't see any of these. Like, I would still take Utah over most of those Eastern Conference teams right now.
Like
that's just me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sleeping on Denver.
Over Miami? No, I'm sleeping on Denver. Like I'm sleeping on Denver. Like
all right.
I'm sleeping completely on Denver, man. They no additions and like they lost Peyton Watson. Like they're not gonna be good. But I'm not trying to take too much time on you. I know you have another person, so we're gonna have fun with the season.
Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, though, Desi. It's great to hear from you, and we'll hear from you all season. The great Desiree Rio, as we welcome Horace Lawrence with the Sunrun rep. I almost was able to get to laundry and wash my Sunrun clothes that you sent me. I didn't get to it this week. I want to start repping Sunrun. Horace actually sent me like a nice polo shirt, a hat. You'll be seeing all that in the near future. But Horace, how you doing, brother? Where are you joining us from this week?
Doing great. I'm in Sugarland right now, right?
Sugarland, Texas. Yes.
I was back in California for a sec, and then Florida, and now it's Sugarland, right? So
you have 2 kids, correct?
3
kids,
right?
But
3.
Is that an issue? Like, I feel like you're always like in the middle of nowhere as your family's here in the Bay Area. How does that work out for you, brother?
You know, I fly a lot, and it's quick. So there's really no problem, right? Just like Kobe, he commuted on a helicopter, every day. And LeBron,
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. He's doing the same thing from New York.
Happy birthday, Kobe!
Happy birthday, Kobe, man! And my father-in-law, happy birthday to him too as well, right? Today, right?
Oh,
so
happy birthday, father-in-law! Yeah,
and it's funny, he looks like a older Kobe. On top of that, he's not that old. He's still young and athletic looking, but he looks like a Kobe. If you look at Kobe and you look at him, it's crazy. They're similar. They're similar in what they look like, right?
Absolutely.
And what's crazy? I was listening to what Des was saying, right? And we always have to understand the difference between college and pro when it comes to your training, when it comes to what happens to you physically, what comes to you having to adapt to a faster pace. See, the same thing that Yaxel did when he was younger, and every time he elevated to a higher level, he balled. And we have to understand that when someone proves as they move up the ranks, they still dominate. You have to understand this is something that we could expect to happen here. The reason why.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
No, go ahead. No. The reason why you can't judge him on what he was before is because he has pro training now. He's adapting to a faster pace.
That too.
You have to give someone a chance to start to adapt to a higher pace when it comes to athletics before you judge what they're possibly going to do. So this is totally premature, even though I love Dad's
ticker that won't.
So energetic and wonderful. I love his kind of. But when it comes to pro sports in any sport, you have to give that athlete a chance to adapt and then get his fast twitch muscles going on that level and let his brain start to compute with his body parts, right? And let that go. And that's what's going to happen. Understand, his height allows him to be able to guard a guy by keeping him in arm's length that we don't really understand what that length does, right? So if you have a smaller guy, you make up for that with length. And so when we talk about his slow feet and we talk about him, he's not slow-footed. He's 6'9", dude. Okay? So, how fast are you going to move at that height? It's just your ability to understand who you're playing against, knowing your matchups, giving him some time to understand, and he can guard from small forward, power forward, center. And when it comes to the league, how many true centers are out here now, right? How many true centers are here? These guys are rotating from power forward to center based on a matchup. So, Utah's got a lineup with multiple bigs that can be swapped over. Who knows what position these guys will be playing? It's all matchup. So that's just irrelevant to even talk about that because it's based on obviously a matchup. But when you're 6'9", don't worry about how fast your feet are. When you have arm length, and now basketball is different. Back then, there was no hand checking. Now you're able to keep them back at arm's length on both sides.
Yeah, Yaxel, I'm so excited for Yaxel. By the way, I was Desi, our caller a moment ago, brought up the Portland Trailblazers as a team that he doesn't fret about much. Well, Portland just got some I don't know if it's devastating news, but it sure as shit is not good news. Shams Charania reporting that he has a torn meniscus. Shaedon Sharpe of the Portland Trailblazers. This is a young player who has an insanely high ceiling that we have not seen yet. But now look, Portland did a lot of their damage last year in the regular season with Shaedon Sharpe actually out. He was dealing with another serious injury for most of the year, came back near the end. I remember Shaedon giving the Warriors the treatment in at least one of those matchups. But I think Portland can still survive without him, but this doesn't help. This is, in a weird way, good news for the Golden State Warriors, and we're not wishing ill health on anybody here. This is just the facts of the matter. Shaedon Sharpe out for what they're saying could be 6 months with the torn meniscus in his knee. The meniscus being that little padding that cushions the bones, and it ain't good when it tears. I did that myself snowboarding many years ago. But I want to bring this up, Horace. You're a fellow Bay Arean, Barryite. Barry-Ann, however you pronounce it, whatever the nomenclature is there for us, Barry-Anns, ons. I was thinking of the great Ron Burgundy talking about that. The San Francisco 49ers, if you don't mind me touching on this for just 1 second here. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Their owner gets caught, and I really want to quickly show the mugshot, which is just some incredible shit.
I was born with a rare body style. The doctors, when I was born, some of the doctors said I had the rib cage of a large cat, and some of the doctors said I had the heart of a lesbian. That I had that ticker that wants to, just be naughty. And
look, Jebediah York. He wants to be naughty, Horace. He's got a heart of a naughty. Side note, that's not him. I don't even know where that soundbite came from. It's just funny. But Jed York, not a good look. Your thoughts?
Not a good look. Not a good look, man. Hey, it just tells you right there. It doesn't matter what the wealth is. It doesn't matter what you have. Social science, man, and what happens out there can suck anyone up in any bad situation and put them in a situation that they just can't erase, right? And for him to be the leader, a people leader, someone who is established and, a lot of people look up to. It's a shame that happened, but you just have to understand, what happens in the world. We see so many great people getting in trouble because of one situation that happened that they couldn't avoid, or something they should have avoided, whatever it was. The situation, I'm not really, give me some background. I saw this earlier. I was so busy. I didn't get a chance to read in it. That's why I text you about it. Fill us in. Give us that content side.
There isn't a lot to break down. I'll give you some added specifics. So the York family and the DeBartolo family, maybe more specifically, they have roots in Ohio, more specifically Youngstown, Ohio. And I'm guessing that's why.
I love Youngstown. That's my spot. Youngstown, I love it. That town, dude, it's like a nothing town when you drive in, but it is absolutely popping. It changed that night. Dude, it's just unbelievable. Restaurants, bars, clubs, parks, everyone's out everywhere. The vibe, it's incredible. Youngstown, Ohio. Stand up.
Let's
go.
What's the Youngstown comp to a city here in California? So I can get some perspective.
Chico.
It's a college town?
Youngstown State University. Right? They also have a minor league. They have a minor league ball club that gets like 20,000 people at the stadium. Right? It's like people don't realize, like, for me, I played minors, I got touched in the bigs, I got injured when I was in big league camp. And Yankees, Mets, remember I had like Sheffield, Johnny Damon, Hideki Matsui, these guys playing outfield, right? There's no way I was going to touch it. Didn't matter how raw I was. Traded to the Mets. I was a New York Mets Athlete of the Year in 2004. Didn't matter. Had Carlos Beltran, Mike Cameron, Cliff Floyd.
Why are you name dropping all this? What's the connection to Youngstown?
Because look, these guys being there made me, as an all-star in the minors multiple years and all over the world, had me down playing minor leagues in Youngstown, right?
And having the time of your life.
And having the time of my life.
For people that don't know, Chico, California is home to Chico State University. And Chico has a very strong reputation for being a party town. Just a fun, like anybody who goes to school at Chico State, you just immediately, the first thought in your mind is, oh, this person knows how to drink. They have a high tolerance and they know how to have a good time. And maybe they also studied a little bit. Who the hell knows? But so you're telling me Youngstown, Ohio, where the DeBartolo family originates from, it's a similar scene. It's like I'm guessing a cute little downtown, bunch of fun bars, great places to eat. And you play minor league ball there. My God, dude, the stories that you can't share, I'm guessing, are incredible.
Incredible.
That's wild.
Incredible.
So what would happen, do you think? Just a couple other quick tidbits here on that story. So Jed York was arrested at Wheat Hill Mobile Home Community. So he was in a trailer park in East Palestine, Ohio. Can you tell us about East Palestine, Horace?
I have no idea about it.
I don't either. Supposedly there was a train crash there. And this is where he was caught. He was caught in a trailer park. I don't know if his pants were down. I don't know what was going on exactly. I wish we had cops level producing with cameras just busting it. That would be absolutely phenomenal. But Jed York busted in a trailer park. Originally the charge was prostitution. They negotiated it down to some sort of misdemeanor, but you got the mugshot, which is going to live in infamy forever in time. It's incredible shit. If Joe Lacob, I imagine if Joe, and this is, and who knows if there's double standards here in the Bay Area, but something tells me if Joe Lacob was busted like that, it would probably getting a hell. The news cycle would be going ape shit over this. Something tells me Jed York is getting a bit more of a soft treatment, whereas Joe Lacob, I think, would be eviscerated. What do you think?
Well, Joe Lacob's just out there, right? More, right? Jed's kind of chilling in the back. Obviously, you see what he's doing in his spare time. I wouldn't want to be on the forefront either if that's the stuff I had in the closet, right? So, my thing is having Joe Lacob in that same situation, being who he is, definitely would take way more heat. 100%.
And Jed, by the way, technically is the CEO of the 49ers. Again, his mom, Denise, and dad, John, own the team. Do you mind, Horace, before we wrap the show up, I want to open up an email. I haven't opened up the email bag in forever. And
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
and I actually have a bunch of emails, but I wanted to get to this one. Just it's
Yeah.
been sitting there for at least a week. Are you down?
Yeah.
Quick little
Dude, I'm
mailbag
down.
segment.
I think some comments down there too I want to touch on too, man, when we get a chance. Go
Let's
ahead.
do that first. What comments are you looking at that you want to touch on? Let's do that real fast.
Yeah, it's just a few comments, man. Just checking out, what's going on here. And
Well,
a
why
lot
don't
of
you
guys
peruse that, pick out 2 or 3 that you think we should touch back on. And while you do that, let's open up the mailbag. Again, you can email the show, warriors24pod@gmail.com. It's that easy. You email us, and then we read it on the show. And
keep the comments flowing. You guys, these comments are great today.
They are.
Keep them flowing. Keep them
They are.
smashing. You're giving us like content as it goes that we can touch on. Stay tuned. Stay live. Keep it going.
Agreed. And let's open up the mailbag.
Letters. We get letters. We get stacks and stacks of letters.
This email comes from Joe Shu, who writes, "Hey, Cy. How are you? Great show with Evan yesterday." See, this was sent like a week and a half ago, referencing Evan Ball, who I hope to get back on the show soon. Was puzzled why my comment answering Wright Thompson a few times to the person on your show who wrote that Kerr article didn't show up in public chat. And then realized all my comments from the show are excluded in public chat, though I can see them on my end. If this is happening to you, I have no idea. Unless you wrote or said something that was either a direct attack or just something that was crossing, boundaries of a code of conduct that we try to follow in the chat, meaning maybe you espoused hate language, maybe you called me a name directly. I don't know. But if your account got affected because of that, just create another handle. I don't know what other reason could be for your chat not showing up, but I don't know. Anyways, naturally, if my comments were removed by a moderator for cause, love to know what to avoid so that I can correct the content behavior. I thought there was more to this email. That's it. Okay. You are not banned, Joe. Thank you very much, warmest Joe. Joe, if I banned you, I don't remember it. I thought there was more to that email. My bad. Joe just wondering why his comments in the chat are not showing. And again, friendly reminder, that's a perk of being a Golden Dazer. It's $2.99 a month, but your comments are all highlighted for me to see. So if you want to be a part of this, that's the best way. Joe, my only advice to you is just create another handle. It is our show's through YouTube. It's a Gmail thing. I imagine it's easy to just create another one. But Horace, what did you see in the comments from today's show that you'd like to address before we wrap it up?
G4M3F2P, right? The timestamp I can't see. I would tell you, right? But
all right, but go ahead.
It's like once Pods is on the court, he needs 2-3 other guards with him. That's why I hate Pods. I think he was completely on it.
Read it. Say it one more time.
It says, once Pods is on the court, he needs 2-3 other guards with him. That's why we hate Pods. And if you listen to that comment, he's right on. When Pods is on the court, Kerr loves to have these you guys are calling it Hobbit lineups.
The Lollipop Guild, yeah.
With a ton of midgets out there on the court.
Little people.
Guys that, guys that are shorter than me. Some guys that are shorter than me on the court. My thing is this. You gotta understand what Pods is. Pods is a Bay Area dude, right? And all the guys that they looked over and didn't want to draft. They feel bad about that over the years, right? You see Pods hanging there. He's the player of the year, right? Of the league in the Bay Area, right?
Oh, the WCC.
Right.
right? The WAC or one of those, whatever conference Santa Clara is in. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the player of the year, right? You see that stamp on there, it's like, take a chance, right? You're not going to look bad as a GM by picking a player and giving them a chance. My thing is the situation with Pods, anyone that got the same opportunity that Pods has got would have at least done what he's done in some shape or form. It might be different stats, but they would have got the full potential of time to actually show why they balled out on the level before that. And that's all it is with pro sports. And I was getting with that too as well. When I played, you know, I was player of the year and all this stuff and, you know, All-American in high school, and CC Sabathia and I were co-California pitchers of the year in the whole state of California. When we both got drafted, he had to share with me.
That's a big man, by the way. CC Sabathia. Big boy.
CC Sabathia was the pitcher of the year in California, and then it was Co. And the Co was me. So, and you see he's one of the highest paid pitchers in history. You know, I got paid pretty good, but I'm not CC Sabathia when it comes to my results based on my playing time that I got because of my organizations. But we were still co-California pitchers of the year getting drafted together, right?
And what's your point?
My point is this. Pods is the opposite. He's getting that playing time that can have a guy that should be working for UPS looking the way he's looking now. And people that love Pods, they use that balloon inflated statistics and use it to say, hey, I told you so. But in actuality, it's the playing time that has him playing like that. So when you get less playing time, in those little pockets, are you able to still deliver the same percentage that you would with all the time in that pocket? And that's what tells you the difference between someone who just gets the opposite of Kuminga got and showing the stats. And once you get the spotty time, let's see what you do. Then we make that judgment. Make sense?
Yeah. It makes perfect sense. And also, I don't know if Pajemski's the guy that Steve Kerr routinely surrounds with other guards. I think that's more of a Stephen Curry thing. Because Pajemski, I at least my memory, if my memory serves correct, typically when Steph's out, Pajemski takes on the point guard role, and he's surrounded by more traditional lineups. And it doesn't make a difference. But when Steph is playing, you end up seeing these the lollipop guild out there, and it's always the same 4-guard lineup. It's Steph, it's GP2, it's Pajemski, and it's DeAnthony Melton. And your heights are 6'2", 6'3", 6'3", 6'4".
I think that's what they were hitting on. I think that's what they're hitting on because when Pods is in the game, he might be added in with 2 other guards. Now
it doesn't work. Regardless, it doesn't work. It doesn't.
That's what makes the small lineup happen. The small lineup happens because they're just dying to play Pods, but they don't want to take out 2 other small guys. So all of a sudden we have the midget show, right? And I think that's some of the frustration with Pods. And right now it's perfect time to get rid of him. Once he is like leading the league in charges, and once he has these little stamps on him that can make him have value, he gets balloon time that makes his stats the best it's going to be. That's when you trade him.
They're empty stats.
And we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We're not going to do it.
If someone wants you, if anyone wants him, I don't think they do. FaZe begins in the chat asking how many tolerance points did Pajemski earn just by cutting his clown hair? A lot. He looks so much better. And again, I try not to be a superficial person in this world, but that haircut he had, that sideshow ball bullshit, man, that I don't know who told him that was a good idea. I don't know why he kept that going since college. Long overdue to chop those locks off, and he did. So tolerance points.
Hey, and also, besides that, this year Yaxel, the playing time he's gonna get and the opportunity he's going to get is opposite of Kuminga. We're going to see this guy be the story of the whole season.
I hope you're right, dude.
I know it. Right. His passing ability, his defense, and his ability for you to rotate him through the lineup, his rebounding, his presence. We need a bigger guy that's at that small forward position, which is why we've been dying to get Lauri Markkanen for all these years. And he's a guy that gets pods time, and I think he should do way more with it. He's not physical. He's not down there rebounding. Like, I don't care what position you're in. If you're that tall at 6'10", you need to be rebounded, period. And you see what happened to Kevin Durant when he came to the Warriors.
Yeah.
He became an excellent rebounder.
He did.
He became a big man just because it was needed, right? And that's the kind of thing that I can see Yaxel doing, but from a small forward, power forward position, which enables Draymond Green to not get destroyed as much and to also float around on defense, which is what he's best at doing at roving, right? And once we put Draymond at the 5, out of his own mouth, he has to stay around the paint, which prevents Draymond from using his main skill. It's having those super long arms and ability to comb the court and rotate and get those help defense block steals and everything he's great at. As soon as you put him at center, you hinder that ability. He needs to be in the paint protecting. So Yaxel, being in college, playing a big man, his natural mind frame is going to put him in positions to let Draymond get a break, which is what I expect Brzezinski to do based on his height and stature. The thing is, Brzezinski's so great because he'll be at the three-point line, which gives Draymond that ability to not have to work so hard on these guys in the paint. The problem with that is you have a lot of cutters that he has to keep his eye on. So, there's so many different dynamics with the rotations of our team. And, we have a ton of guys that we have to rotate. All these guys that we're playing against, when we're talking about the lineups and how let's see who we're lining up against and let's see. Don't worry about that. They have to match up with us. And that's what we have to focus on. They have to match up with Yaxel being a big, small forward. The guy's going to end up doing what Melo did, like I said in the earlier shows. He's going to start backing guys in and having that court vision as he backs you in at his height, dumping off like you would Jokic or any other guy that's a big guy that can back you in and dump it off and play that point guard from the power forward, small forward position. So there's so many things to get excited about, and there's so many things that we should be pumped about with this roster having that new addition and also bringing these guys back as well. Let's stay optimistic. And it's not even optimism. This is something that we can do, guys. And let's get pumped.
I'm 1,000% with you. Again, I have a clip reserved just for that referencing Yaxel. But here's the thing. Here's where I'm with you 1,000% with the optimism. If he plays, right? There's one gatekeeper. His name is Steve Kerr. If Yaxel gets the minutes, I'm 1,000% with you. It makes these Warrior games watchable. I personally hope it's Yaxel and Guy Santos on the court together. That's what I want to really see. I think those two should be, and it shouldn't be like an either or situation, which I fear might end up being the case. Julian in the chat, real quick, pulling up a random ass stat, saying in the 28 games that Podziemski had without Stephen Curry as the number one option and the only first round pick in the starting lineup, he had 12 games of 3 or less assists. Paid chat. Who's this from? Julian. Adding Julian, thank you, brother. Adding Eric Paschall of Warriors fame from the 1920-21 seasons, put up 18, 6, and 3 in 31 games where he played 30 minutes per game as a rookie. And like Podziemski, anyone can put up inflated numbers for an injury-riddled team going nowhere. Podziemski is trash, works out with children. We'll find out, man. To me, Podziemski should not be starting games. I don't like Podziemski as a 2 guard. I've always said he's most serviceable as a point guard. And when he's actually is playing the point, like traditionally, you see the assist numbers. At least we saw it a handful of times when him and Kuminga had a great chemistry going together. But I digress. Frank, have you ever been in the danger zone before? Horace, have you ever been in the danger zone before?
No, with Chardall, of course.
Yeah.
Of course we're in the danger zone, baby.
Okay. Well,
Dude,
I told Chardall.
That was our first. That's part of this Power Hour show, baby.
All right. You got indoctrinated. Okay. So you already got initiated. All that. Okay. So without further ado, Chardall's been waiting forever, patiently.
Chardall, We're
Let's
waiting
get into
for
the
you.
danger zone.
I'm a stay-at-home son.
It's no longer SGA Sports Talk. It's now Apex Sports Network. He's got a clean new logo. Shardal, did you use AI for that logo? How did you make that thing?
I use AI to make this logo.
It's a good look. How are you doing, buddy?
Hi, Horace. It's great joining you two gentlemen on the show. I really love everything about you. I really love the humor that you both people bring. I mean,
Shardal, are you going to respond to Horace regarding Sunrun? Because he's waiting for you, brother.
I don't think we already have, so we don't feel like getting solar.
But you put your information in.
But I don't have my electricity bill.
Oh, okay. Well, can you ask your parents for that?
I'll ask my parents for it.
Okay, all right.
all
Or
you
just have your
need.
parents call Horace and take over. Like, you don't have to.
Yeah. Shardal, just all you have to do is just send me the electric bill and I'll talk to your parents. Remember, you're paying for power already now and it costs way more and it goes up like 7 to 13%. So now you get a home power plant delivered and you don't pay a dime to get it. And your bill's way cheaper than you're paying now. And you're not paying both at the same time. You're just paying $12 for the power line fee and you're letting the block fund cover your home. Because the electric company, PG&E, your electric company, needs you to create your own power so you can get off using the power lines to free up the data centers. And now you're going to give them power that they need to give to your neighbors. And in return, you pay way less and never have a blackout. Remember, your parents can sell their home and there's no lien on the property because there's no purchase and there's no hard credit check. So the faster you give me that...
PG&E is fucking bullshit. I fucking hate PG&E.
Shardal, two things.
Fuck PG&E. PG&E. Why did we get PG&E in the first place? I think my parents are jerks. They got PG&E because they like.
No, you have.
No, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice.
No,
You don't have a choice. They have a monopoly. And most energy companies do. They have monopolies.
No, my parents.
Shardal, real quick here. Shardal, real quick.
I don't understand why my parents get PG&E.
Because they don't have a choice.
Bullshit
they don't have a choice. Shardal.
Why would anybody get PG&E?
Because you don't have a choice. It's a monopoly.
Just like AT&T fucking sucks. That's why we have T-Mobile now because we fucking hate
Good.
AT&T.
You have choices there. You don't have a choice with electricity.
Is the worst
except for Sunrun.
All my friends
except for Sunrun.
don't
Shardal.
have AT&T.
Shardal, two things. I have two questions for
AT&T.
you. Or a thought and a question. One is 49er Red Zone in our chat says Jed York was in the danger zone this past weekend. And Shardal, if your parents finish up the Sunrun partnership and you get Sunrun solar on the roof of your home, what are you going to do with that $500?
Buy a jersey with it or go to a 49er game with the money.
All right. What jersey?
Nick Bosa.
Okay. All right. We got a Nick Bosa fan here.
Horace, in my backyard, I got a TV in my backyard. So I'm gonna be doing some watch parties with friends. We're gonna have a whole barbecue pit laid out in the back. We're gonna cook some burgers, cook some hot dogs, have some beers, and just lay back and enjoy.
Well, don't let your power go out, right? So make sure you get your parents taken care of so we can give them a backup battery so your power never goes out. And you have no blackouts, and you can charge a vehicle. So don't wait for them to keep paying. Next month, they'll have a $9 bill with PG&E. And remember, PG&E is a monopoly. But guess what? PG&E wants you to partner with us so they can get your parents free power that they don't use. And PG&E gets hooked up mightily by the government whenever they have someone with a solar system on their power lines. So they need to lose a percentage of customers.
I have some really good news to share with you, Cyrus.
Please do. And Horace, what's
George
up?
Kittle has been reactivated from the physically
I saw
unable
that.
to perform list, and he's going to play in Week 1 against the Rams in Melbourne.
Shardal, I'm starving here. It's time to eat some food. Before we go, Shardal, what are your thoughts on the Niners, man? Like, enlighten me. When does the season start?
The San Francisco 49ers season starts on September 20th against the Miami Dolphins at Levi's Stadium. The 49ers are going to go 17-0. They're going to go undefeated.
September 20th?
September 20th against the Miami Dolphins is their home opener.
The season doesn't start for another month?
No, they play a preseason game on the 27th against the Raiders. Then they play against the 10th against the Rams, and then they open up the season on the 20th.
That's
So they
a
have
month
two. They have
away.
another preseason game. Then they have a game. They play the Rams. Then they play
God
the Miami
damn it.
Dolphins.
I hate preseason games. I have no interest in preseason games. It's utter trash. I see that shit on my TV and I just want to sleep, dude. Shirtle, do you like preseason games?
I love preseason games because the reason why I like preseason games is preseason games are preparing the players for the upcoming season,
I know
so
that.
they don't get injured.
that.
Because I've seen a lot of preseason games.
I know.
And the worst thing I hate about watching a preseason game is when your players get injured and then they're out and then they're not going to play in the regular season. That's the worst part. You don't want players to get injured in the preseason.
Like
Preseason is
Horace,
supposed to be
he
like a scrimmage
participated
game
in an
where you're supposed to
awesome
get the players ready for the
preseason
season.
type.
And if players get injured in
that's spring
preseason,
training.
then how are they going to play in the regular
awesome.
season,
You're
right?
drinking beers.
It doesn't make any sense, man.
You're
Players-
chasing
preseason-
talent. It doesn't make any sense. You're
Curtis
right.
Rourke got injured in the preseason. I went to that game.
Did you get hurt? Horace, you got
Curtis
hurt?
Rourke was.
Oh,
I was
Curtis
at the
Ward.
game, Horace, and Curtis Rourke got injured, and I actually got to see him get injured. So that's even more heartbreaking. I was actually at the game, and I saw Curtis Rourke get injured at the game, at Levi's, at the game. I saw it.
Wow.
He saw
I
it.
get to
Horace.
see Curtis Rourke in the
Dog.
end zone get injured, and they took him out on a stretcher.
With his
they
own
brought the
two eyes.
hospital van
He
out
saw
on the
it.
field. They took him out to the emergency room.
This is the riveting content we provide here in Golden
Hey,
State.
Chardol,
witnessed
you're
this.
the famous stay-at-home son, right?
That is
you're the
true.
famous stay-at-home
Cyrus,
son.
everybody calls me that I'm everybody's favorite stay-at-home son.
You're the king of stay-at-home sons.
I'm the
Are you-
king.
Stay-at-home son.
And I can't wait. I
was
can't wait
waiting
for
for
the
it.
49ers season. And Horace and you, I think you're the goats on Golden Days. You two are the goats of sports media.
Shirtle, you're the goat period. You
No,
are the goat.
no, you two are the goats.
Well, thank you. We're runners up. Thank you, but you're the
Yeah.
goat, dude. You're
Hey,
the
Chardol,
man.
do me a favor. Chardol, do us a favor. Talk about Great America. Talk about when they're closing.
Great America
Talk
is
about
only
your
open
role
on
there.
weekends now. We're not open on weekdays. We're only open on Saturdays and Sundays now. We're going to be closing after 2028. They're going to use the land for real estate after they rip all the things down.
Okay. Now,
And
Chardol, make sure
and
you
there's gonna
invite
be-
everybody to come see you.
I work in the games department, Cyrus. Invite everybody from Gold Days to come and see me.
Shardol, how are the dance lessons going? Are you still grinding up on these hot little minxes?
The dance
Boner.
lesson going really good, and I'm grinding up on those hot mamacitas.
Hey now.
I got a big fucking boner right now.
Shardol, what are you doing? Where are these sound effects coming from? What are you doing, dude?
I created those sound effects.
It's
Oh, wow.
I created all those sound effects for it.
Wow.
Those are me.
on
I
here,
created all
dude?
those sound effects for the show, so Cyrus can use them on the show.
Unbelievable. Hey.
Boner alert. Shardol.
Oh, I know. Hey, Horace, I know where that song's from.
What is it?
It's from SNL called Shy Ronnie. Andy
Shy Ronnie?
Samberg. You know Shy
Boner.
Ronnie, Rihanna, when he pees himself in his pants?
I don't.
Boner.
Hey, boner.
Shardol, you are comedy. Whatever this sound effect thing is, it's hilarious, dude.
Dude,
love
you know
it.
what? So you guys, the Warriors this year, it's a little bleak when you think about it, when you look at the roster. But everything that's not statistical, everything that's the chakras being in line, the old core is coming back. One more chance for Kerr.
My top
One more
five
chance for
favorite rides
Draymond.
at California's Great America are Flight Deck, Demon, Grizzly, Railblazer, Psycho
Boner.
Mouse,
Oh,
Awesome.
and boners.
and Boners.
And boners. Right? So everything
Whenever I
together,
come
guys,
on the
let's
show-
do this.
Whenever I come on the show, I always bring that big dick energy, that confidence that makes all the women go crazy.
All right, we're going too far. We're going a little too far.
So I'll join you tomorrow on Tuesday for another show. I really
Tomorrow,
love,
great. Yes,
I really
NBA
love
101.
everything
Sounds
you
good.
bring on. I would love to meet your boy Jerry Perez. I've never
Yeah,
met
come
Jerry
on.
Perez.
Come on, you can do that. Jerry
Jerry's
has progressed to his own day now. I was originally training him a little bit here with Mondays, but he's now on the Tuesday docket. So
Horace,
it's me and Horace Mondays.
That's what we call this the danger zone. Because you never know what I might do on the danger zone.
That's true.
I might just say some things on the danger zone that little kids should be aware. So the danger zone is a 21 plus show. Little
It
kids
stops
not
being
count.
family friendly when we go into the danger zone.
Stay at home, son.
Because the danger zone is only for adults. Little kids will not understand what I say on the danger zone. They will not understand it.
What was that sound effect, Shardol? Was that a condom?
No, that was me farting.
Oh, that's a fart. Okay.
That's a
All right.
fart.
Okay.
That sounds like Brzezinski's Achilles or
Oh!
his leg during the
No.
during the end of the season. Am I the only one that saw him get hurt in the last game of the season?
Okay.
Hey, so,
Am I the only one?
when I go to work in California's Great America, I will love to shart. I will love to shit and I will love to fart and a little bit of shit comes out.
I'm telling you. That's Brzezinski's leg.
Sure.
I would love to shart. I would love to shit and then little fart comes out and little shit comes out.
All right. NBA 101 tomorrow. You don't want to do that, Shardol.
I want to shart.
Adult diapers.
I want to shart
Adult
in my
diapers
pants
for that,
at work.
Shardol.
We have a
I
no
wanna
skid
start.
mark policy on this show. No skid marks in the underwear, please.
I want to have skid marks in the underwear.
No skid marks in the underwear.
No, I want to have
They
skid
have a
marks in the
pin for that.
underwear.
Okay, let's get out of here.
No.
Hey,
I gotta
Horace and Cy, it's great joining you two, gentlemen. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday for another wonderful show. Keep the show rocking and rolling, brother. I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday.
All right,
That's
see you,
the great shirt
Shardol.
off. That's the great shirt
Yeah,
off.
you know what? You can't beat Shardol, dude. He's
All
got to
these-
be part of it. He comes in and he brings the heat. You never know what he's gonna say, But when he did that fart sound, it reminded me about
Dude, you killed
the
me.
sound that I saw in Brzezinski's leg the last 5 minutes of that game. Am I the only one that saw him get hurt again? Where he couldn't move in the last 5 minutes, it was dragging his right leg. And we literally needed to take him out the game, but we didn't. I don't know why anyone's not talking about this, but the last game of the season, go back and look at this when you get a chance, Side. The
All right,
last
I
game
will.
of the season, it was like the last 10 minutes. Dude, he got injured again. He couldn't even move. He couldn't move his leg. He was like getting dominated in the paint. You saw that, right?
But you bringing up the Achilles, man, with that sound effect.
That's what I
Rip.
saw it. I was like, wait a minute, is he hurt again? And why is Bob Fitzgerald not saying this? How's the Boogie's not?
Oh my god.
I mean, nobody was talking about it.
Oh my god.
And the man got injured. And so that's what I was worried about all year. It's like, okay, wait a minute, we gave him $20 million. And did we not see him get re-injured? He couldn't, it wasn't bad. He was battle tested.
I don't know.
And his
But
body
he's
gave
fine now.
away.
He's fine now. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
Horace,
just saying, Jimmy
love you,
Butler.
brother.
Yeah, man.
And again, anybody who becomes a Sunrun powered Golden Dazer, that QR code right there, the link's also in the description below. And you will hear directly from this man, former New York Yankee, New York Met, the prince of the Big Apple, the king of the Bay Area, Horace Lawrence, the power genie.
The power genie, baby. HL3 in the place to be. Let's go.
I
Right?
love it.
Representing Cy, Golden Days. Cy's the man.
No, you're the
He's
man.
the dude.
You're the man. You're the man, bro.
We're on you, Cy. We're like, you're the sun, and we're like planets just rolling behind you.
I don't know about that, but thank you. I appreciate
I'm
it.
telling you.
You're the sun, dude.
create-
You're the one providing all the power for us. You're the one giving us the sun run.
Last thing, I don't want to jump into an infomercial. This is gonna take 20 seconds.
Okay.
You guys,
And then we'll end the show. Go ahead.
do not wait. Don't sit here and say, oh, no. There's a couple of squares they put on the roof. It extracts Earth's energy. It produces it for your home.
Yeah.
You have a battery to harness the power. Think about this as like somebody dumping a giant bucket of water inside of a little cup. Your house is that little cup. It's only using that little bit amount, but there's so much more that you get for 8-9 hours a day.
Come on, man.
So the battery saves that for you. So at night, you're able to use the power you gave the electric company. They keep track of it and give it back to you at night. And then if you use all of that, you have the battery. It charges the car. You don't pay a dime to get it. There's no hard credit check, and you can move whenever you want. You're gonna pay way less, and you only pay for a little power line fee.
If you live, I'm seeing, Horace, I'm seeing
ahead.
stories of people in Indiana, the state of Indiana, who have been without power for weeks, and that would not. I don't know if Indiana is part of your market, but I mean, if they were Sunrun powered, you'd have no issues. You're protected from blackout.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude, listen, it's a luxury because every electric company doesn't allow this to happen. Every electric company is not allowing you to have your own power source. These electric companies are hating because they want you to get their power only. Well,
Horace,
some electric companies.
Before we go, real quick, I just saw this in the news today in the Bay Area. They're apparently having debates politically about apartments being able to start using miniature solar panels that they could just put on their patios or places like that. Are you aware of that? And will Sunrun provide those panels for the smaller places?
Sunrun's a leader in all solar energy. Period.
Oh, beautiful. There you
So
go. That's all needed.
anything that you see, we create already, right?
Oh, beautiful.
Now you guys remember, there's a lot of companies out there, right? But these companies are moms and pops companies that are providing Sunrun. Sunrun's the only player. Tesla Electric and Sunrun, the only player together. So you might have someone at your door. They're just from another company that's providing Sunrun. You don't want that. You want, if there's someone at your door, you want someone to be corporate Sunrun without a third party. Cy and I, we're corporate Sunrun. You're getting a corporate system without a markup, without a third party, and you're getting the block funding to cover your whole thing. And all you do is pay for the power, and you know exactly how much you pay ahead of time. And the estimate disappears in 2 weeks. But almost 95% of people that got an estimate last year through these apps said yes for a reason. So don't wait. Take advantage. Get $500. Go to the Warrior game. Get 2 tickets, whichever one you want. But don't wait and let us take care of you. I love you guys. I love you, Cy.
Look, if you don't have solar on the roof of your home,
Oh, come on, man.
what are we doing here, dude? What are you doing? You're hurting yourself. There's no negative. I've yet to hear Horace a single negative for putting solar and more specifically Sunrun. I started the show, Horace. I don't know if you heard this. A friend of mine had a conversation with a PG&E employee who told him, I have Sunrun. PG&E's own employees are endorsing Sunrun. What are you waiting for? Horace, love you. We do this every Monday. Stay safe out there, brother. I can't even imagine how hot it is in Sugar Land, Texas, a suburb of Houston, Texas.
It's 104 right now. 104.
That's with 95% humidity. God damn. Is your AC just blasting right now? Like, I can't hear it. That's a good thing.
It's on 7. It's on
Okay,
7.
yeah,
I have super blast max AC.
My
on.
God, dude.
Right
My
now.
God.
Right. So I'm outside of a location. I just take care of homes nonstop. I train guys to
Yeah,
take
you
care
do.
of homes. So I'm always on the go. But when I get back to my home in California, I'll be in my office. That's when I sit down and have all the cool stuff behind. So don't worry about that. The future of Golden Days, you guys, is huge. All you guys do is scan this QR code, get those funds that come to Golden Gate, save all your money, jump on, tell us your story, right? We're going to be out and about. Cy and I are going to be in booths. We're going to be going to games. We're going to be doing this stuff live. There's a lot of stuff we have in store. So take advantage of this. Don't miss it. Cy, I love you. Thanks for the content. Thanks for being an extension of I
don't know if you heard, Horace. Stephen Curry sold his Atherton palace. Allegedly, he's still in Atherton. Just found another mega mansion to move into. But the reason he switched homes in the enclave of Atherton is because the home he had, there were trees blocking the roof. He couldn't get Sunrun, so he sold the place. He didn't want to cut trees down, and now he's in a spot where he can get Sunrun. I'm guessing he has like 100 panels on that roof, on that massive complex. I'm making all that up, by the way. I don't know if
everyone.
But
we take care of all the celebrities. All the celebrities, all the people, everyone. 42% of everyone that has clean energy in the entire country is with Sunrun.
Incredible.
Right?
Incredible.
And all the other companies sold us, most of the companies all sold us all their clients. So there's nowhere else to go. We're never going anywhere.
Fantastic.
And we're able to take care of you guys. We're never closing down, and you guys going to have the best of the best. And we monitor, maintain, and we do everything just like utility. You have a performance guarantee, so you'll never, right? So, Cy, Thanks for being an extension of NBA TV. Thanks for being an extension of Fox. Thanks for being an extension of Cron 4. Thanks for being an extension of it's like Ernie and Shaq. It's like you're one of those producers.
Thank you, Jed York, for the content today. Good old Jed. Not Jeb, not Jebediah, Jed. Is that a weird name to you, by the way?
It's a weird
Jed,
name.
J-E-D. Is that short for Jedrick? I don't even know what.
I don't know what it's short for.
Jedrick. Is that what?
I don't
Jed.
know. So I have people that are telling me that, beard looks great, Cy.
Thanks,
You
brother.
look
So
great.
is yours. Your beard
Thanks,
looks
man.
amazing.
You look great, Cy. You look great.
So do you,
look
brother. I love that
energetic.
shirt. I love that shirt.
Thank you, man. So you got
All
your
right, brother.
stuff, and there's more to come for you, Cy. I'm excited for you. There's so
Every
many
Monday.
things that I'm going to show you. and
Every
you're gonna be
Monday,
able to take
brother.
advantage of.
Every Monday.
Guys. We're the power.
We're bringing
hour.
the
We're your fuel.
juice. We're bringing the power.
juice. We're bringing the power. No
The power
Queso
hour.
Monday. Look forward to this every Monday. Chime in. We're ready to go. Love you.
Love you too. Are we
My
done? We're
dude.
good.
No, dude. Hey, dude. All I care about right now is making sure Steve Kerr does not block everything that we're excited about.
Oh, brother. It
'Cause you
doesn't
already know.
matter what Kerr does, man. We got the power. We got the touch.
We
Horace
got the
Lawrence.
touch. Man, dude, I love you, brother.
Monday.
Hey, we have a new assistant coach. So we'll
We do.
see,
Frank Vogel. Yeah.
We'll see how Frank Vogel, honestly,
Tank.
I think he's a better coach than Steve Kerr, to be honest.
Probably is. Probably is. Yeah. Probably is.
So, and I think he's well respected. So I think that, Terry Stotts was more of like, like the big brother who's not really the big brother. You have a middle child that's like the big brother sometimes, right? That's younger, but that's what Terry Stotts was. So Steve Kerr kind of did his like bogus decisions. I think Frank Vogel's going to have more of a voice. And I think Steve Kerr is kind of worried about him being able to take the locker room. So I think Steve Kerr might
find
have
out.
one of those things where he's more sharp, and we might have to hold him accountable for some of the stuff he does with his rotations. Because the
We'll find out.
rotations is what, let's be honest, the rotations kill us. His rotations, everything we think about, throw it out the back window. All of a sudden he has his brain fart and he's playing impossible lineups that won't win.
Yep.
So that's what we're up against. So everything we talk about is just speculation based on him jumping in front of it and stopping this from happening. I want to tell everybody today that left these comments, these are very, very well-educated,
Incredible.
well-thought-out comments.
Incredible. Highest
And
IQ
you're-
audience of any show out there. And they what they add to this program is huge. Even the trolls. Because the trolls rile me up, and then all the people that want me to lose my mind for about 30 seconds, they get fulfilled. And then everyone else, with these incredibly intelligent comments that we get to bounce off of, it's great. It's beautiful. It's almost like a permanent mailbag. It's like the streaming
It's a permanent
mailbag.
mailbag.
It's huge. It's huge.
Right.
All right,
And look,
Horace,
one
love you.
thing-
Stay safe out there in Sugar Land, Texas, here in the
Dude.
in the San Francisco Bay Area. We wish you well, and we're back tomorrow. We're done. Someone in the chat said it's Jedediah. It's Jedediah. Jed York.
Rest in peace, Nelly. Rest in peace, Nelly. Nelly, he loved me.
Oh, Don Nelson. I was like the musician.
Dude.
What? Yeah, no,
Dude.
yeah.
Nelly loved me. I loved him, man. Like,
Me too.
people don't remember, but or some people don't know this, but I actually worked for the NBA for years, behind the scenes as quality control coordinator for the NBA entertainment, just making sure everything was right when it comes to halftime and meeting with the talent and traveling with the talent and doing stuff. Man, I every time I ran into Nelly, it was unexpected because sometimes I didn't know who the visiting team was going to be just by showing up to the stadiums. And I'd holler at Nelly, and every time he'd see me, he'd know I was from the Bay, from the East Bay, and he'd be like, "You grew up around Richmond? I'm surprised you made it alive. I'm surprised you're here alive, buddy. And you turned into who you are, being from around Elseville, Richmond." And I always showed him love for that, man, and how he knows how hard things could be being from the Bay Area. People don't realize it's a rough area and a great area at the same time. It's almost like Philadelphia with Silicon Valley.
It was. I don't know if it's as bad as it used to be, but a lot of
Oakland.
gentrification. But,
You know how the
but Nelly
stadium was.
Nelly was legit. He was, man. I
Oakland
say I've
Coliseum
sung his
was
praise. Yeah.
You know it. Oakland Coliseum
I've
was
sung his
rough,
praise
man.
as
You
well.
might go to the Coliseum, get your wallet taken at the parking lot, just going in the game. Okay,
See, that's
so
people don't worry about that anymore. There's no more sports in Oakland. They took it all away.
If the team loses all their teams,
All
you
of them,
already
except
know
for like
what's
the
happening.
there's like the Roots. There's like a few random teams that still show up there, but yeah, all the big ones are gone, man. The A's are just in no man's land right now. I saw pictures of that ballpark in Vegas. It does look like it could be something special when it's done.
Yeah,
but the
with
A's are
Garden.
gone, Raiders are gone, Warriors are gone. They never had a hockey team, so yeah, and it's Oakland, poof, bye-bye.
Oakland.
Go get some food, brother. Stay safe, stay cool. We're done. I'm gonna watch some lanterns
Next Monday.
next Monday. Bye bye.
Love you guys.